Hyde Street Youth Band on the change of direction, looking pretty sensational as they go around. Hyde Street Youth Band sounding great since 28 is their slogan. All the way from Victoria, they've made the trip across and they are performing twice here today. So that's their first run through of the change of direction. I don't know if they've got a different change of direction for the next time round, but we'll find out very, very soon. Now, the whole point with a street march parade of bands is to have everyone marching straight in ranks and files. So ranks go one way, horizontal to vertical, up to down, left to right, back to front, and files go the other way. Of course, John Kelly there on the chat knows far more than me, and we'll be able to chime in with useful and occasionally witty comments. John, thanks for watching. So they've closed down, this is the main street of Gawler here. Gawler is about 45 minutes to 60 minutes outside of Adelaide CBD, depending on your mode of transportation and how fast you can drive. All of the inside competition here today has been going on, or today will be going on, and yesterday was going on at Trinity College in Gawler as well, just a few minutes up the road here. They tell me that Trinity College is one of Australia's and the Southern Hemisphere's biggest schools. They reckon there's 4,000 students or something ridiculous like that. They definitely have some very nice facilities. A big shout out to the live stream sponsors, Brass Music Specialists, the 2017 New Zealand National Band Championships, Wessex Brass, 5Stream, the major streaming sponsor, and of course the Australian Youth Orchestra, investing in grassroots young musicians right around this country with the support of the live stream of the Australian National Band Championships. Next band, I think, is going to be Unley Concert Band. Unley Concert Band, of course, is an A-grade concert band and one of the few concert bands that march. So here at the Nationals, it's compulsory for all of the brass bands to march. It's like a hurdle requirement. If you don't march, you can't win, but your march results don't actually go towards the total overall results. But if you don't do it, you got no chance. The concert bands have an optional march, so usually you'll see a higher level of marching from the concert bands because these are the guys that really wanted to do it, whereas some of the brass band guys are slack and didn't really want to do it in the first place, but they decided that they had to. Do hope the feed is coming to you okay. Send me an email if it's not for any reason, and we'll see what happens. There's been questions on the chat about does Jamie Lawson have pants. Jamie Lawson is usually wearing pants whenever I see him. I believe he did leave his good dress black pants in Melbourne before heading here. So we'll have to wait and see later on. I've got some bad news though, loyal viewers. Looks like the batteries are draining faster than we would have hoped for. We do have a backup battery pack, but I'll be surprised if we get through more than 1 hour of this parade of bands live, which will be a little bit of a shame. But don't worry, everything is being recorded and will be up on YouTube very soon. Sounds like the dulcet tones of Thriller, as played by clarinets, flutes and saxophones as the Unley Concert Band start marching towards us here. Let me tell you a little bit more about Unley Concert Band. Their drum major, Jeff Hale, and this version of Thriller, Michael Jackson / Rod Temperton, is arranged by Will Rapp. Oh, Will Rapp. I'm not sure if that's a real name or if that's someone being a bit funny there. Either way, I caught it just before I made a fool of myself. Unley Concert Band marching towards us. They've got sousaphones. If you see them up the back there, 3 sousaphones. Of course, brass bands aren't allowed to march with sousaphones. Brass bands have very strict rules about their instrumentation here at the Australian National Band Championships. Concert bands can play pretty much what they like. And don't they sound and look good? Look at those straight lines. Everyone is in step. I've rarely heard a better concert band playing Thriller. Highlight of the day so far. Let's see what they're going to do for their change of direction. Mace into the right hand. Left hand switched direction at the top there. He's turned it up. He's signalling. It looks like it's going to be a left wheel. Looking like a left wheel from drum major Jeff Hale. Are they going to stop? Are we about to get run over? What's going to happen here? Oh, look at this. They've gone into a bit of a square formation. Looks like they had one alto saxophone who couldn't quite handle it. She's just standing still. And it looks like it's back the other way. The sousaphones are twirling at the back. The Thriller dance. Fantastic work from Unley Concert Band. Absolutely outstanding. That will be hard to beat. I do hope my microphone level isn't too loud and overpowering the sounds of the bands, who are sounding fantastic. So here on the Parade of Bands, there's a couple of ways bands get points and also lose points, because it is a competition. First of all, there's an inspection, which happens to the left of where the camera is looking at the moment, where the bands come out of. That's where the inspectors go through and try and make sure that everything is straight in terms of how the bands are set up, that all the shoes are clean, everyone's in uniform, all of that kind of stuff. Then as they start marching, there are some more adjudicators who keep an eye on if they can stay in step and in time and in the straight lines around the corners, as Unley did such a sensational job of just now. There's also a musical judge who will give points for how the music sounds. And then there's extra special bonus points, and I think an extra special award for the most entertaining change of direction. So you will have noticed Unley Concert Band coming around doing a couple of concentric cube back and forthies, technical term right there, while that altophone sax player stayed set in the middle. Then walking off. Had a good time there. Now we're going to have to switch to backup battery soonish. I do apologise if the band you're looking to watch on the live stream is later on in the program, because we're probably not going to be able to live stream them out. Loyal viewers, loyal live viewers, however, loyal future viewers, don't you worry for a second. Everything here is being recorded. We believe we're not infringing anyone's copyright by recording this and sticking it up on YouTube. So that'll be up probably sometime tomorrow. And then viewers in the future, all the way through till about the year 3000, will be able to watch this thanks to YouTube and Google. Next band up is our second and final concert band for the day, the Playford City Concert Band from South Australia. Madeline Sheridan is the drum major, so the program says, and they'll be playing for us, it sounds like a very traditional march, the Staffordshire Knot by W.J. Duthoit. Unless they're French, it could be Dahoy. Got to be careful pushing a pram across in front of a marching band contest. Anything could happen there. You might recall watching the live stream a couple of years ago of the street march from Brisbane. We actually had a couple of ambulances come through as the excitement all got too much for everyone. Then, of course, last year at the Sydney National Band Championships 2015, unfortunately, the Parade of Bands was cancelled due to bad weather. But nothing was going to stop the South Australian organisers of this year's Nationals from getting the street march happening, and we're having nice weather here today. Playford City Concert Band, their drum major, Madeline Sheridan, obviously a slightly smaller band than Unley, but doing a terrific job. Don't they look great? I love the caps, I love the uniforms, I love the drum major sash. Signalling again for the wheel, change of direction time, and that is certainly a different direction they're going in now. Well done indeed to the Playford City Concert Band, playing for us the Staffordshire Knot. And you'll see Mr. David Peters there at the background. In his cap, he's one of the inspectors, the adjudicators here, making sure as they go around the change of direction that everything is done according to the rules. I believe they've got a time limit to get around, so something like 15 or 20 seconds to get around that change of direction. Do hope the live stream is working for you. Don't forget you can purchase high definition access, only $5. Standard definition will look pretty great as well, because we're just that nice here at Brassbanned. Of course, if you are looking for any of the concert band sit-down events, they're getting underway in about 15 minutes time in halls 1 and 2. If you go back to the Brassband live site, brassband.5stream.com, you'll see more information there. And I think we've got time for a little bit of a quick interview, loyal viewers. Well, we're here with Laura Hertag. Laura, how are you going?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm great. What time are you marching today?
I don't think we're on until 11, so we've got a bit of a wait.
Oh, my batteries might not last long enough to put you guys on the live stream.
No, come on.
Maybe can you guys go up the order at all?
Yeah, I'd like to, actually. Oh, hi. Yeah, hi. Oh, my gosh.
So, Laura, how long have you been playing the cornet for?
A couple of years.
And do you enjoy it?
Sure. Yeah, it's pretty good.
What's your favourite note to play?
Oh, it's got to be G.
Is that a super high G?
Yeah, totally.
Now, there were rumours of the brass band high note competition. Do you have any comment on that idea of the trumpet and cornet players trying to play the highest note possible?
The highest note possible on the biggest mouthpiece. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's me and Bailey.
So we're going to try and get that set up for you at home, loyal viewers. We believe that the brass band high note competition is a bit like the 2020 version of a brass band competition.
But Bailey's running a bit late, so might have to wait a little bit.
So Matthew Bailey was meant to be here attending that, but we haven't seen him here yet. Are waiting on him.
He's probably warming up.
We're putting a shout out to the Australian Trumpet Players Facebook page for him. Of course, he'll probably get down to that at some point in time.
David Jones is coming too.
Laura Hertog, a bit of a name dropper here. So Laura Burundara in B grade this time round, having fun?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Play well yesterday?
Yeah, it went pretty well. The room was really great. I was impressed.
Yeah, it's that chapel room, isn't it?
Yeah, that was really nice.
It sounds nice in there. And what are you playing for your own choice tomorrow?
We are playing a Baden. And
Can you sing a bit for it?
I kind of lost my voice. That's the only thing.
Okay, that's okay. We won't put you on the spot right now.
I could sing a bit, but it won't sound very good.
Well, in that case, best not to. Thanks very much for joining us.
Well, thanks for
on the live
having
stream.
me.
Oh, no,
It's so exciting. You're doing a great job.
So you...
Hey, thank you.
Excellent. Okay, it looks like we have the next band coming up very, very soon, so we're going to very slowly pan the camera around. Because I think we have the A-grade bands now, and this should be Warringah Concert Brass, if everything is still going to schedule, playing a very traditional brass band march, Punchinello by William Rimmer. Their drum major is also their conductor, Mr. John Saunders, who's a stalwart, I believe, of the New South Wales police bands up there, does a lot of work. Yeah. So Punchinello, William Rimmer, Warringah Concert Brass from New South Wales. They played, I think they were band number 2 or 3 yesterday in the sit-down events, and they did a super, super job. As did all of the bands in all of the grades and all of the sections yesterday. Looks like we can see Mr. Howard Taylor there, just walking towards us. He doesn't even know he's on the live stream. But doesn't he look dashing? Doesn't he look good? I think he'd be very happy with how Brisbane Excelsior played yesterday in the open A-grade brass. They sounded really, really good. But there in the distance, Warringah Concert Brass, yes they are. We can see it with the zoom lens because we have the powers of technology. Any second now we'll be hearing Punchinello. Oh, Howard and Amanda crossing the road dangerously in front of Warringah. Luckily they weren't mown down. This is Punchinello. Sing along at home if you know the words. If you don't know the words but you know the tune, just make up some words. We will be having some brass band march karaoke a little bit later on with some of the loyal viewers here in the crowd around me today. Surely you know the words to this one, loyal viewers. Punchinello, William Rimmer, John Saunders, out the front drum majoring. And the young lady holding the sign is doing an excellent job. Probably the hardest job you can have in a street march, parade of bands, is to not march too quickly, to try and march in a straight line and try and look like you know what you're doing, as this young lady definitely does. Warringah Concert Brass, on the change of direction. Mr. John Saunders, he's got his game face on today. As the crowd goes wild, what will they be doing for their change of direction? Oh, very smooth, very fluid movements there from John Saunders with the mace as the West of Warringah Concert Brass go around. Bit of a crash in the back row here of percussion. The bass drum nearly took out the crash cymbal players, but everyone's okay. Joined now by Mr. John Collinson, one of the founders of the Just Brass program. John, how's things?
Yeah, good. This is a great spot you got here. It's picking up as they turn the corner. Very nasty.
Well, you got to see the best bits, see it as it happens. Tell us in about 30 seconds what Just Brass is all about and how people watching online can help out.
Oh, we're giving disadvantaged kids in primary schools a chance to learn an instrument and be part of a band program. So, going all around the country at the moment, but people can help out by giving instruments and encouraging kids, I think, is the best way they can help out.
Excellent. So encouraging kids to have a good time with music. If you do happen to have any instruments lying around at home, or you know of a band that's got a storeroom full of instruments that have never played, why don't you Google Just Brass on the internet, get in touch with John Collinson, and you can help out bring the brass banding community fellowship good time message to disadvantaged kids all around the country. Isn't that right?
That's right. Have a great day.
How are you?
Yeah, good. I'm really good.
Yeah. What time did you get here?
Well, yesterday. We were on the bus all day yesterday. Had a tyre blowout in Nil.
How are you with
the side of the road?
Are you good at changing tyres? Or are you?
Not a bus tyre, no.
Do they have like a big jack? Is there like a big jack or something they put in?
Huge jack, yes. Yeah. And then just getting the tyre out from underneath the bus. That's the spare tyre is quite a feat.
Luckily, you had a fair few kids on the bus to help out with getting that out. Yeah, they crawl underneath and sort of.
They did their marching practice at a truck stop between Nil and Horsham yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, we were there for 3 hours waiting for a guy to come and change the tyre for us.
Hey, we haven't seen Just Brass. I think they're meant to be band number 1 marching down. What happened?
We're just a bit late getting here, so I think hopefully
they'll be reshuffled.
They'll be here somewhere. Yes.
Sounds like we've got the next band coming down. John, thanks for joining us.
Pleasure.
Just Brass, check them out. They're very good. Darebin City Brass, Preston Band, Cameron Earl drum majoring. I believe, loyal viewers, we have a brass band cap on the march. They're playing for us the Maple Leaf Rag by Scott Joplin. Don't they sound nice there? Nothing better on a parade of bands on a street march than having some blasting trombones out the front. Are you seeing that mace twirl, ladies and gentlemen? I think I saw 6 to 7 full revolutions of the mace. The real test of a drum major, of course, is how high they can throw the mace, then catch it when it comes back down again. Have to wait and see if they're game this time. I do remember Chris Lee, former drum major of Darebin City Brass Preston Band, getting some exceptional airtime up there in Brisbane at the 2014 Australian National Band Championships. Of course, this is 2016 now. Darebin City Brass Preston Band. I can hear a lot of good sounds coming out of these guys. One of the very best bands performing yesterday. I can see their musical director and conductor, Mr. Andrew Snell. Out the front there, Darebin City Brass Preston Band coming around the corner. Outstanding. The entertainment is already beginning. Oh no! Oh no, Cameron Earl not happy. Oh, I'm a bit worried. They've got a time limit here. What are they going to do for their change of direction? They're dancing, they're playing. I'm not sure who's having more fun here at the moment, the fans or the hundreds of spectators lining the streets of Gawler here. I think there is or should be a time limit for how long their change of direction can take, but really with entertainment value like that, who cares? Who cares at all? Outstanding work, Darebin City Brass, the most entertaining band, I would say, by a fair way. What's going to happen? Are they going to start again? Are they just waiting there? The next band's already started behind them. Uh-oh. And they're off. Well done to Darebin City Brass Preston Band, playing Maple Leaf Rag by Scott Joplin. Already we have South Brisbane Federal, the Feds for Life, coming down. And looks like Marika Gray carrying the sign out the front. As I've already said, the hardest job. She's the conductor of the Feds. We have some more Punchinello coming down. And as you can see, Darebin took a little while to get around that corner. So we're going to have a little bit of backing up of the bands here. Shane Midgley is the drum major here today. As we go around the change of direction, looking really, really good. And sounding great as well. What will they be doing to get around this corner? Drum major has seen the corner. Maces up, maces down. Oh yes, very, very well done. So kind of diagonally across the back, change of direction, drum major out to the right, then back to the centre. Very complex manoeuvre, very well handled by the Feds. No question they're definitely around the corner, within the time limit. Great to see. Well, viewers, do hope you're enjoying the live broadcast here today. We're having a really good time broadcasting it to you as we see the Feds head off into the distance. Loyal viewers, hi, my name's Tim from Brassbanned. It's great to have you joining us on the live feed here today. Wherever you're watching from, it's our pleasure to be broadcasting. This is the Australian National Band Championships. Good evening to everyone watching from the UK. Hope you're enjoying what you're seeing here. Not quite as fun as the Whit Friday marches, so I hear, but we're having a good time nonetheless. Everything is being recorded, will be uploaded to YouTube. The live stream will probably cut out in about an hour or so. Unfortunately, our batteries aren't going to quite last long enough, but don't worry, the recording will keep going. If you are looking for the concert band events, they're just getting underway right now at Trinity College. So if you click back to Hall 1 or Hall 2, you'll see the action there. We're here live with the Parade of Bands and the Street March, having a really good time. If you're watching in standard definition, good on you. If you're watching in high definition, even better to you. Big shout out to our sponsors, 5 Stream, the Australian Youth Orchestra, Brass Music Specialist, Wessex Brass, as well as the 2017 New Zealand National Band Championships in Wellington. Get along to that if you possibly can, because of course next year the Australian Nationals will be in Launceston at Easter time. The weekend afterwards they will be in Wellington. So if you like watching brass bands, why don't you get along, make a band trip out of it, take your holiday and head to both the Australian Nationals and New Zealand Nationals as a spectator, as a performer, or as a brass band groupie. Next up, the local band, Tanunda Town Band. They'll be playing for us The Cossack by William Rimmer. William Rimmer very well represented here in the marches. We've heard 2 Punchinellos and now The Cossack. The drum major of Tanunda Town Band will be Taryn Roydiger. Apologies if I mispronounced her name. I think we're standing here with the drum major of the Unley Concert Band. Great work on the change of direction.
Good morning. Yeah, well, I was pretty happy with that.
Whose idea was that?
I
think it was yours. I think you should take the credit for that.
We all put our heads together, and we've got a terrific girl who likes to do all the choreography for us.
Yeah, it looked terrific going around. Really tight. We liked the squares and the reverse and the back. It was a really well done change of direction.
Excellent. Thank you.
Best of luck for the results. And good luck you're playing later on today on stage.
Yeah, about 4 to 3.
Excellent. We'll get you on the live stream there. Thanks for joining us. Of course, that's Jeff Hale. We're just having a chat with drum major of the Unley Concert Band. They did that outstanding rendition of Thriller. As they came around the change of direction. Don't know what is taking Tanunda Town Band so long. Oh, maybe I do. Maybe they're waiting until 9:30, which is when they're meant to be stepping off. The very timely Tanunda Town Band. Of course, we are streaming all day today, the Street March here as well as the concert band events, which are happening right now, I do believe, over at Trinity College. And then later on this afternoon, we'll be getting back to do some multi-camera switching of some of the grades. Then tomorrow, we're back with the brass bands playing their own choice and stage march selections. And tomorrow evening, we'll have all of the brass band results. Then Monday, we're back for a whole lot of solo competitions. So lots and lots of good things to come. Well worth purchasing your $5 high definition viewing ticket. If you're having any trouble with any of that, send me an email, awesome@brassband.com. I'll be able to reply to you right now because I'm too busy talking to you.
John Kelly says that bands have 30 seconds.
John Kelly says the bands have 30 seconds to get around the change of direction, and he probably had his stopwatch out there because John loves a parade for the change of direction. So we reckon Darebin might be okay. Definitely less tidy than the Unley Concert Band. Very different way to get around the corner, but they did a very, very good job as Darebin walked behind. Darebin, probably one of the top 3 bands we heard yesterday, the Open A-grade brass section of the Australian National Band Championships. They sounded absolutely sensational. They're some of the nicest guys in brass banding as well, just from Darebin, probably about 20, 30 minutes just north of Melbourne. Darebin, of course, also have Northern Brass, which have won C grade so many times they were put up into B grade. And I believe they performed really well yesterday as well. A lot of interest in the B grade section here at the Australian National Band Championships. Very hotly contested. As we're joined by Megan Blackman. Megan, was that a bit of swing dancing I saw you doing just before?
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to get into it with this Dixie stuff.
Megan, of course, was marching with the mighty Darebin band as they went around that change of direction. Now, whose idea was that change of direction, Megan?
Oh, our brilliant drum major, Cam. He did a great job from concept to inception.
It was. I'd say it sounds great. It was some pretty good inception from what I saw there. Now, Megan, 3 quick questions. How long have you played in brass bands?
Must be about 23 years now.
What's your favourite note to play?
G sharp.
Have you ever found true love in a brass band?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, watch out, Stuart. There
Too many
you go.
times.
Too many times. Megan Blackman here joining us. Thank you very much, Megan. We'll talk with you a bit later. Tanunda Town Band coming up, playing The Cossack by William Rimmer. Once again, William Rimmer's march tunes. If you are watching and you are a long-time loyal viewer, you've heard this before. You know how it goes. Make up your own words. It's brass band karaoke time, wherever you're watching from. And it's change of direction time. Did you hear that, loyal viewers? They played softly. That are some dynamics on the street march. First band I reckon we've heard do that so far today. Look at the drum major doing a great job there, Taryn Roydigger. Drum break around the corner. Well. It's another thriller interpretation around the corner. More impressive screaming, I would say, than Unley Concert Band. Oh, look at this crash cymbal player. Does he walk like that normally, or is he just pretending to be a zombie here? Hard to tell. And look at that gentleman on the bass drum. Very serious playing there from the Tanunda Town Band. Well worth the wait. Thrilling us once again round the corner as they speed off with The Cossack, once again by William Rimmer. Next band up will be another local band. Of course, these are the A-grade bands going through, so hypothetically they should sound a little bit better, but you never can tell. Kensington and Norwood Brass from South Australia, who are playing for us. Invercargill, of course. If you are having trouble watching the live stream, it means you can't hear what I'm saying, so there's not a lot of help I can give you. But if anyone on the chat wants to help out Wes, tell him that he needs to make sure his computer clock is set to the right time, and maybe send him a link to the page where you're watching from at the moment. We do think it should be working everywhere, and of course if you are watching and listening, it must be working. For at least some of you, and Wes, I do apologise that you can't see or hear me say this right now, but don't worry, everything is recorded and will be up on YouTube in perpetuity. It's quite a long word, isn't it? Perpetuity, a lot of syllables as well. I like to think I did a pretty good job. Next band we have, as I said, Kensington and Norwood Brass, the ladies and gentlemen of the striped pant leg. Playing for us, Invercargill. Of course, Invercargill, right down the south end of the South Island of New Zealand, where they had, I believe, the 2014 New Zealand National Band Championships, and we had a great time live broadcasting out from there. And big shout out to everyone watching us in Invercargill in New Zealand today. I know you're out there, don't pretend you're not. Angelo Valdivia is the drum major here, the man with the mace. K&N, I think, always look the best on the march because they do have those stripy pants. There's a lot to be said. There's a lot to be said for the golden stripe down the pant leg. And we look like we have Mr. Mark Ford, Mr. Maestro Mark Ford, on bass drum. Here we go, change of direction time. K&N did a great job yesterday, particularly with their hymn tune. Very impressive work on stage. Can they impress us equally as much in the change of direction? Drum major, he's got the mace. He's going to do something. It's up, it's up, it's up. And they're going around. That is a very successful change of direction. Very straight lines. Say that was a left box wheel. I'm making that up, I've got no idea actually what that was, but it's okay because I know John Kelly's in the chat who will inform all of the loyal viewers, both the knowledgeable and the ignorant, exactly what it was they're doing. Might have been a gate wheel, I'm being told, because they didn't actually come around as a box, they sort of came around bit by bit. As we see Andrew Snell just walking across there, hard to miss his dulcet tones on the trombone just before, of course, he is the musical director of the formidable Darebin City Band Preston Brass. Next up, BB1, Brisbane Brass 1, playing the BB and the CF. Their drum major, Mr. Greg Aitken, of course, the first ever authorised brass band reseller. That's right, Greg and the Brass Music Specialists are stocking the brass band range of merchandise, caps, tea towels, tote bags, pins, polishing, cloths, probably badges as well. All sorts of cool stuff you can purchase. Of course, we do appreciate anyone who has purchased $5 HD viewing. It helps us do this and lose less money. And you never know, if we actually start making money off doing this one day, we'll be able to do a really, really good job and make sure our batteries are big enough to last the entire live stream. Unfortunately, as I have mentioned a few times, it looks like we're going to be cutting off being live probably in about half an hour, but we are going to try and get some backup batteries in and see if we can continue that going. The BB and the CF. Loyal viewers on the chat, type in and tell us what that means. Composed, of course, by J. Ord Hume. Brisbane Brass 1, Greg Aitken, the man with the mace, the man with the floppy hat. Nice to hear some trombones coming straight towards us. Not sure if there are any cornets in this band at this point. There we go. Some nice soft dynamics. Greg Aitken, excellent posture. Look at the arm swing. Great to see the mace in the left hand and the right arm coming up and out. Perfect drum majoring from Mr. Greg Aitken of the Brass Music Specialists and Brisbane Brass #1. Brisbane Brass, of course, one of the largest and most successful brass banding organisations in the entire country. Bands in A, B, C and D grade. This is their A grade band, Brisbane Brass #1. And yes, that is a very big tuba just behind Greg. That's a Rudy Meinl 5-quarter B-flat 4-valve tuba. Yes, I am a little bit jealous, but doesn't it look and sound sensational? Here we go. Sign holder. Lovely young lady doing a great job with that. She's in time with the band. She's not too far ahead, and she knows exactly what's going on. Greg Aitken looking very serious. Change of direction time. What's going to happen? Does anybody know? Superb. Now this one is the box wheel, I believe. Where the band comes from. No, not a box wheel. Something else again. Oh, terrific work. Brisbane Brass #1. And Mitch Buckley there, standing closest to us. And Josh McKechnie, the conductor, on bass drum once again. Great work, great soft dynamics as they came around there as well. I'm sure whoever's adjudicating the music will take that very favourably into consideration. We have 3 more bands in the A-grade section of today's parade of bands, as we see Brisbane Brass #1 march off successfully into the sunrise up the main street of Gawler. Next band is the very, very mighty Footscray Yarraville City Band, who played one of yesterday's most outstanding hymns by a long way, so excellently led by their musical director, Philippa Edwards. I'm not sure if you can still hear that, loyal viewers, but fantastic dynamic range from Brisbane Brass #1 as they march away just to the right of camera. Of course, we're looking down into the distance as all sorts of people are milling around. Hundreds upon hundreds of people here lining the streets of Gawler, all desperate for a glimpse of the bands on parade. Next band, Footscray Yarraville City Band. They'll be playing a tribute to the late, great David Bowie. They'll be playing an arrangement of Let's Dance with their drum major, John Cornish. The man out the front making sure everything goes really, really well. As of course it will. We have no doubt. The only thing that might go wrong today, as I've mentioned so many times, is our batteries might go flat. I do apologise in advance if your favourite band doesn't make it to live stream. But don't worry. We're seeing a few brass band caps. Of course, brass band caps. Purchasing brass band merchandise is another great way of supporting the live streaming that we do here at Brass Band. If you go to brassband.com/shop, you'll see all sorts of stuff. Sue Rhodes will be starting a battery fund. I've actually plugged in our backup battery into a very friendly cafe about 10 metres away. So when things get critical, we'll be switching over to that. It should give us a bit more juice. Maybe next year we'll have enough money to invest in a generator. How can you help us invest in a generator? You can go to brassband.com, scroll down. Smurf. So what was that once again?
British Bandsman and Contest Field March.
The BB and the CF, as played by the BB1. It's all about the acronyms here today on the parade of bands, waiting for the Footscray Yarraville Band to step off. They're due to step off in about 30 seconds, and they're running very well to schedule. What a fantastically organised and well-run competition this is. Of course, competitions don't just happen. A lot of volunteers put in a lot of work and do a really, really good job. And congratulations to all of the local organisers, to the National Bands Council of Australia, and all of the state band organisations who work so well and cooperatively together for the best interests of music all the way. And I think we have Maeve holding the sign out the front. I think Maeve will be the shortest sign bearer we've had so far. Looks like they're almost ready to step off there. Hopefully they step off soon, because the faster we get through the bands, the less batteries we're going to need. Of course, you can head to brassbanned.com/shop and have a look at the tote bags, the caps, the t-shirts, the polishing cloths, the badges and the tea towels. I think you can also donate to Brassband if you're feeling super generous. One of the links down the very bottom of brassband.com. Of course, you're watching this on the live site, so you need to click around a bit to find the shop, but don't do it now. Don't miss the action. Although, since we have a little break, it might be a really good time to purchase that high-definition ticket for only $5. If it doesn't work or you don't like it, of course, you'll get a refund. We're not going to rip anybody off. Viewers of the future, do hope you're enjoying this outdated technology. If you're watching this in the year 2050, are the brass bands still going? Are there still parades of bands? What's going on? Historical document this will be. And loyal viewers watching live online, you're all part of it. Part of history here at the 2016 Australian National Band Championships. Not sure what the hold-up is here with Footscray. Looks like the band is absolutely ready and raring to go, as they were yesterday when they played so magnificently on stage, especially in the hymn. Wasn't that great? Oh, the trombones are up. The mace is up. Clear the way. Here comes the Footscray Yarraville City Band playing their tribute to David Bowie, Let's Dance. And the crowd is getting very excited by this. Great work with Maeve out the front, carrying the sign. She can barely walk, but somehow she's managing to hold that out the front. This is Let's Dance, David Bowie. Great to see John Cornish back out the front, drum majoring. Last time we saw Footscray Yarraville on a parade of bands with the 2014 Brisbane Nationals, where stand-in drum major Stuart McCorkle, resplendent in his white jacket, did a superb job. But John Cornish back at the front, in control. Footscray Yarraville City Band, of course, one of Australia's finest brass bands with an unmatched musical pedigree. World champions for a number of years back in the 70s, and some fabulous soprano playing. The first time we've heard soprano lines on this street march today, as Maeve with the sign comes around. And the good news is Jamie Lawson has found a pair of trousers to wear this morning. Slightly less figure hugging than he's usually used to, a little bit baggy there. But Jamie Lawson, principal corner of the Footscray Yarraville City Band, left his trousers at home, and there was some fears that we'd be seeing something less than beautiful this morning on the parade of bands. He's covered up adequately. Can you hear that soprano coming out over the top? Mr. Tom Kenneth playing soprano for Footscray Yarraville City Band, powering out over the top. Great to hear some of the A-grade bands really committing to doing a fantastic street march here today. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, hope you're enjoying that. Lush sounds of Footscray Yarraville City Band, Let's Dance, tribute to David Bowie. Next up we have David Kimpton drum majoring the Central Coast Brass. They'll be playing the Wellington March by W. Zeal. Can you still hear Footscray Yarraville City Band? Because I can, and they're a long way up the street. They've got a much bigger sound than any other band we've heard so far, I reckon. I'm getting some funny looks as I say that, maybe I'm a little bit biased. Whoops! Sorry, not sorry. Actually, I did receive some quite humorous Facebook messages yesterday from a loyal viewer who's very upset I was having a little bit too much fun with some of the names of the conductors. And I must apologise if anyone is upset by anything that I think is funny that you think is not funny. Please write in and tell me, and I'll try and explain my sense of humour and get rid of anything that you find offensive, as happened yesterday. Apologies once again for those who were upset. We're not about making people upset, we're about making people love the brass bands, because brass bands are really good for your health, really good for your intellect, really good for the community. It's a lot of effort marching in a brass band. Fitness. There's been a lot of talk that perhaps bands members can use their private health insurance to pay for their band fees for the year, because it's so good for your health playing in a brass band. Here in Australia, we're taking that to Malcolm Turnbull, Prime Minister, as part of his double dissolution election try for later this year. That's right, brass band fees should be able to be refunded by your private health insurer, because it's so good for your health to play in a brass band. As we see Central Coast Brass playing the Wellington March. David Kimpton out the front. Look at that mace work, sensational. I haven't seen a mace thrown in the air as yet, but that can't be too far away. Big sounds, big trombone section. Looking sensational. Very stylish drum majoring. Change of direction time, what's he going to do? He's looking calm and in control. Oh, the single jerk once to the right, and the band is going around to the left. Looks like another version of the famous gate wheel here. Central Coast, borrowing one of Ringer's bass drums there. We see Central Coast Brass, one of the standout performers yesterday on stage as well. And great to see them really committing here to the array of bands. We have one more band in the open A-grade brass band section. Then we'll be into the C-grade, and then we'll see how long the batteries last. Loyal viewers, I hope you're crossing your fingers. I think we're not even halfway through. But don't worry, everything is recorded. And we'll do our very best to keep things going. Final band coming up in the A-grade will be Brisbane Excelsior, playing my favourite ever march tune. Although hearing the Wellington March, maybe I've got a brand new favourite. Great job, Central Coast Brass and their drum major David Kimpton. Brisbane Excelsior from Queensland, one of Australia's most successful bands in recent times. Apparently there's going to be a can-can on the change of direction. Brisbane Excelsior bringing the party. Army of the Nile, it's my favourite one. That's right, Kenneth Alford's Army of the Nile, Brisbane Excelsior. Often they take out the Parade of Band Championships, as well as the on-stage contest, so interesting to see how it goes for them today. Craig Miller is the man with the mace, and check out their uniforms. They had some great red jackets on stage yesterday. Today looks like a more subdued polo and a very fancy attire for Craig, the drum major here today. Terrific sounds from Brisbane Excelsior, and a great job again by the sign bearer, looking very cool in his sunglasses. Redefining fashion here in Gawler for 2016. The Brisbane Excelsior Band, playing from memory, will you note, loyal viewers. No music for these guys. Change of direction. What's going to happen now? They're huddling up. I do believe we can see Rick Casagrande there playing a baritone. Brisbane Excelsior sounding terrific as they march off. That was a really tidy change of direction. Nice to have a different piece of music. Nice to see it all played from memory as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to run in very shortly to grab our backup battery and see how we go. Future viewers, Please excuse me talking to the loyal live viewers currently online. Hope you're having a great time on the chat. Don't forget, take a selfie of yourself watching the live stream. If you can get your face and the picture in all at once, bonus points. Hashtag Brassbanned on Twitter, Facebook or Instagram, and your photo will magically appear. Army of the Nile, one of the best brass band marches ever written. So catchy. We will be having that brass band karaoke competition a little bit later on where you can make up your favourite words to your favourite march and have a bit of a sing. Next band up, Latrobe Federal Band. The Tasmanian representatives here today from C grade. They'll be led by their drum major Lee Heron, and they'll be playing for us once again, Invercargill. Shout out to all of our friends in Invercargill, right at the bottom of New Zealand. Or the top, depending on your point of view, of course. Latrobe Federal Band, that was 2 3s, and they are off and marching. And there's going to be some trouble there. There's a gentleman walking down carrying 2 trombones right in the way. You don't want to get in the way of a brass band when they're marching. It takes a lot to stop them. Even drum majors sometimes struggle with that, let alone pedestrians. So this is the open C grade, Latrobe Federal Band from Tasmania, Lee Heron. No, I lie. This is Just Brass Geelong. They were meant to be band number 1, they've been reshuffled through. We had a chat with John Collinson just before. Just Brass from Geelong, great initiative backed by the Salvation Army, helping children in disadvantaged schools have some great musical education, as we're joined by handsome Steve. Steve, how are you?
Oh, hi Tim. I'm great, thank you. Just a little puffed from having a march, but spirits are up.
That was so. Who's responsible for that terrific arrangement, not naming any names, but that sounded terrific, Let's Dance?
It might have been that cymbal player in the band.
Might have been a cymbal player on the band. Just Brass Geelong coming up for the change of direction. Drum major Jade Kelly holding the mace in the air. Wendy Steele out the front, their conductor holding the sign. Well done to Just Brass. Can you believe that these kids had never played brass instruments up until a couple of years ago? Isn't it great what youth music programs can do? Kids in disadvantaged schools having the opportunity to have a really good quality music education, and here they are competing on the national stage at the Australian National Band Championships live from Gawler in 2016. Steve, thanks for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome, Tim. Have a good rest of March.
We'll hope the batteries last.
Yeah, see how you go. Good luck.
And we've got a representative from Tanunda Town Band just joining us as well. How are you going?
Hi.
Did you have a march this morning?
Yes, I did.
What do you play?
Baritone.
You sounded really good.
Thank you.
And you're playing tomorrow again on stage in the A grade?
Yes.
What are you playing for your own choice?
Vita Destructor.
Oh, is that Todd Smith?
Yes.
Yeah.
Much better than Albion.
You heard it here. Heard it here first on the live stream. Looking forward to hearing Tanunda on stage tomorrow with
Mum, she's in the UK. Yeah. Hi, Mum and Dad in the UK.
Well, then we'll get the camera around just a second. Oh, yeah. No, looking great this morning. Yeah.
Hi, Mum and Dad in the UK, staying up late just to watch me. Woo!
There you go. Thanks for joining us wherever you're watching from right around the world. Hope you're enjoying the live feed. And I do hope the batteries last for the rest of the Parade of Bands. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Okay, now we have Latrobe Federal Band. I think. Whoa, that's a pretty quick Invercargill coming up our way. Alex Lithgow's Invercargill. Hello, New Zealand. Lee Heron this time should be the drum major, I hope. But really, who knows? I'm just saying what's written down in front of me. It's not my fault. Yeah, it's all my fault. Free stuff up. Latrobe Federal, first band we've heard today, first C-grade band we've heard today on the Parade of Bands, and some cutting trombone lines coming through. Great to have the directional bells pointing right at our microphones. Loyal viewers, it's happening. We have just switched to backup battery power. Wish us luck. As we heard Latrobe Federal Band with their... Oh, we're joined by some members of the Brisbane Excelsior Band who are very keen for a chat. Mr. Casagrande. Yeah, very well.
Not so much the Mr. Please, yeah.
Sir. So tell me, this instrument you're holding, do you play it often?
Today was the first run.
Was this your debut?
It was.
Debut
It
performance
was.
in the open A-grade brass band section here on the stage march.
And happy to say I failed miserably, needless to say, but the marching was very good.
I'll tell you what else was very good was the bass section of Brisbane Excelsior yesterday on stage. Some powerful low notes coming out there.
Yeah, no, it was. We were really pleased because it's hard yakka back there trying to get those low pedal F sharps and E's down there. So we're really pleased. Good balance section. Boys are good.
Did a great job. In spite of anything the conductor was doing, you guys just did an amazing job. Howard,
was that just the best marching that you've ever
marching
seen? That was just brilliant.
And did you have a lot to do with that marching?
I did. I've trained the drum major, and unfortunately I got sacked from marching.
Oh, very unfortunate.
Because us Brits are normally excellent marchers.
Normally. But there's not much normal about Howard Taylor. Thanks for joining us here on the live stream.
Thank you.
Here we go. And the next band coming up is Burundara Harmony Brass in C grade. Their drum major Robin Lowenstein War. Congratulations on her recent wedding, Robin. Playing Martini by Jakob de Haan as they come up towards us. And I think that's Alice Tolman out the front carrying the banner, doing an absolutely terrific job. She's doing a great job as we hear Martini played. Change of direction time with Burundara with Robin in control is always something exciting. What's going to happen here? Robin's got the mace up. She knows what's going on. It's the twirly twirl. She's called for the twirly twirl, and here go Burundara. Looks like the famous Burundara snake maneuver. So watch closely on Robin. If you've ever played the game Worm, this is very similar to Worm, where you can't crash back into your tail. So if you look, she's got to make sure she knows where the band is, and she knows that she's not going to get stuck. Those old phone games is very similar to that. Luckily, Robin, master of that, with Burundara Harmony Brass from Victoria, doing a terrific job as they re-rank and file themselves after their twirly-twirly snake maneuver. And Miles there playing snare drum. Great job with the beard, great job with the drum. And check out his shoes as well. If we can get a little look at Miles' shoes, the pointy elf boots. He is light on his feet, make no mistake. And fingers crossed we will be hearing Miles later on in the brass band high note competition. If we can get that up and running. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're about halfway because I'm turning the page of my program. The backup battery is on. Things could go down at any minute, but hopefully they won't. If anything does go down, I apologise in advance, but everything's recorded and will be up there. Ladies and gents, next band up will be a continuation of the C-grade action. There'll be Goldfields brass bands all the way from Western Australia. 2 Western Australian bands came over for the C-grade, and it's great to have them both here. They'll be playing for us Old Comrades by William Rimmer. As Burundara march off so successfully into the distance. Now we've just played with the microphone levels a little bit just there, so we'll have to listen and make sure everything's still sounding pretty good. Of course, here we are in gorgeous Gawler, or as some in the brass banding community are calling it, Ga-WOW-ler, because that's how much of a good time they are having here at the Australian National Band Championships 2016. As we wait with bated breath for the Goldfields brass band. Now, I believe back in 2014 at the Brisbane Nationals, these guys came over and I think they won the change of direction by playing a game of 2-up on the change of direction. Of course, that was just the day before Anzac Day, so it was very contextually correct. Great sounds. Can you believe these guys are C-grade Goldfields brass bands from Western Australia? I believe that's Hannah out the front. Hannah Trowotha carrying the sign. obviously the hardest job because you can't make sure the band behind you is keeping up and doing the right thing, but she's doing a terrific job, as is the drum major of Goldfields Brass Band. I'm told it should be Brenton Smith drum majoring, but I don't think that really looks like Brenton Smith. Whoever the drum major is, they are doing a terrific job, and whoever Brenton Smith is, I'm sure he's doing an equally terrific job. As Hannah comes up. Change of direction time. What do they have in store for us this time? Drum major is going for the whistle. And the mace is up and around. Looks like it's the triple, quadruple, quintuple. That was 5 12s of the mace. That means something significant here. Hopefully they are going to stop before they hit us. And the mace is up. The mace is up. It's the twirly twirly once again, ladies and gentlemen. Is this another game of 2 up? What's going to happen? They've lost it. Could be their rendition of Albion being played at the moment. Oh, and there's gold coins everywhere because, of course, this is the Goldfields Brass Band. Aren't they clever? Fantastic work there. 2 3s and they're off and running. Graham Cruikshanks at the back there on the bass drum, doing an absolutely terrific job. Of course, Goldfields was band number 1 yesterday in the Open C grade. And we enjoyed their performance very much, and we enjoyed their performance here again this morning. It looks like the backup battery is working, ladies and gents. It's possible we might just get through the entire street march on battery power, but we'll have to wait and see. If we don't, of course, apologies. Full recording will be up on YouTube. Hi, my name's Tim from Brassbanned. It's great to have your company on the live stream, wherever you're watching from anywhere in the world. It's also terrific to have you, future viewers of the future, watching back on this and thinking, is this what old-fashioned video looked like? Where's the hologram? Where's the 3D? Why can't I smell anything? Well, to you, future viewers, I say hello. Thanks for looking back in time and being part of history here at the 2016 Australian National Band Championships. Big shout out to all of our sponsors making the live stream possible. Wessex Brass, affordable instruments of really good quality. Brass music specialists, the very best people to be doing your brass shopping. They ship all over Australia. They're based out of Brisbane, and they also sell brass band merchandise. We have the Australian Youth Orchestra, investing in grassroots brass and wind musicians right around the country by supporting the live stream here. Check them out if you are a young brass or wind player and you've never played an orchestra. It's really good fun. Check out your local state orchestra, state youth orchestra, or the Australian National Youth Orchestra, 5-stream live streaming partner. And of course the 2017 Wellington New Zealand National Band Championships. That'll be happening the weekend after Easter in 2017. So if you like brass bands, I'd recommend taking a week off, hitting up the Australian Nationals at Easter time, then going across to Wellington, the capital of New Zealand, to check out the New Zealand band contest. And if you play in a band, I reckon you could probably take your band to both and play the same pieces at both, and it's not much work, but it could be a whole lot of reward. Donna Dillon, thank you so much for chatting in. It's great to hear from you, Donna. Yes, Donna can confirm everything will be going up for later playback onto YouTube. That'll be up probably tomorrow because we're quite busy today with the concert bands. As Miles comes past, Miles.
Hey Tim, how's it going?
Yeah, really good, Miles. We're really impressed with your shoes there on the march. Can you just tell me where did you buy them?
They're actually Aquila, and they're boots.
Aquila boots.
Aquila.
Aquila. You look very light on your feet.
Well, I'll try my best.
Terrific. And are you going to be part of the brass band high note competition later on if we can get that up and running?
I think that's the end of music, and I won't be involved in that.
The end of music. You've heard it here first on brassband.com. Miles, thank you very much for dropping by and joining us. Do hope you're enjoying the live feed or the later on-demand feed. Donna. Yes, Donna, the on-demand feed will be happening later on. And we wait for Maitland City Brass from New South Wales playing Victoria by Alex F. Lithgow. Of course, Alex Lithgow is also the guy that composed Invercargill, which we've heard a couple of times as well. Now, when there's a piece called Victoria, a march called Victoria, someone on the chat who's very smart, can you type in and tell me which Victoria this refers to? Is it the Queen? Is it the state? Which of the Queens was it? Is it that place over in South Africa? Where is it, this Victoria, or what is it? The drum major of Maitland City Brass, who are due to step off at 10:06, which was 30 seconds ago, will be Rodney Osmond. And a big shout out to the fabulous drum major of the Goldfields Brass Band. We do apologise, we didn't have your name down, and we apologise if we've had anyone else's names wrong. It's all my fault. I'm Tim from Brassband, you can blame me. If you want to get in touch at any time, you can email me at awesome@brassband.com. also follow on Twitter and Facebook. So we're still going here with the backup battery, and so far so good. Nothing's exploding yet, which is always a good sign when you're doing a live stream, and generally in life, I find. Maitland City Brass, Victoria. Band after Maitland City Brass will be Salisbury City Band, and their conductor and drum major Adrian Michael. I met her best friend on the way over. I stopped at a motel in Keith, and I was spotted wearing a Brassbanned t-shirt, which looked incredibly trendy, and I was told that the Salisbury City Band are really looking forward to their time here at the Nationals. So whoever the conductor's best friend was, it was nice to chat with you, and I do hope you get to watch this a little bit later on. But of course, this now, Maitland City Brass, Victoria, by Alex F. Lithgow. The sign bearer is a long way out in front at the moment. He's certainly winning. We'll have to wait and see what happens on this change of direction. Maybe he knows something that we don't, loyal viewers. Maybe he's going to get well out of the way before they come around. Great to see a drum major with the white gloves on. Those maces can get very dirty, so it's good to protect your skin at all times. Very sun smart here. Rodney Osmond and the Maitland City Brass sounding really, really good. Excellent work, very straight lines. The mace is up. And it looks like they'll be going rank by rank, or potentially file by file, depending on which one the back to fronty and the left to righties are. Thank you, John Kelly, on the chat for letting us know what all that means. Great to see a bass drummer with the gloves as well. Keeping it clean, Maitland City Brass from New South Wales. This is a very well executed manoeuvre. It's all well and good to have a bit of fun and run around on the change of direction, but it's a whole lot harder to choreograph. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Something that's going to be played exactly right. No room for error with these types of manoeuvres, and Maitland City Brass have done a terrific job there on that change of direction. And some powerful bass drumming. The windows up and down the main street of Gawler here are shaking in their fixings with that bass drumming. Now, the next band up, I did mention before that I didn't think you were allowed to use sousaphones if you're a brass band on the Parade of Bands, but I do see a couple of sousaphones in this next band, so they probably know something that I don't, and I'm probably wrong once again. Apologies for feeding you misinformation, loyal viewers. This will be the Salisbury City Band. They'll be playing exactly the same piece, Victoria by Alex F. Lithgow. You know how it goes now, loyal viewers watching at home, so do make sure you sing along. There really are no excuses. Brassbanned will be live streaming from the New Zealand Nationals in 2016. We still haven't worked out the internet connections yet, but we strongly believe that we will be able to find internet and we'll be there delivering a live stream. I believe the contest is happening in 2 different venues, about 10 minutes apart, so I'm not sure if we'll be streaming both halls or not. It depends a lot on the logistical organisations of everything involved, but we'll be doing our absolute best. And yes, we'll be there in New Zealand. We'll also be there for the New Zealand National Concert Band Championships in August. And Team Brassbanned was there just 2 weeks ago for the New Zealand National Pipe Band Championships. Bagpipes. Now, let me tell you something about the bagpipe competitions. I've never really seen too many of them, but I saw the New Zealand one, and that was absolutely terrific if you like bagpipes. And even if you don't, and you do like parades, I can tell you pipe bands on a parade do much more impressive things than brass bands from what I've seen so far, because I've not yet seen a drum major in any of the bands throw the mace up in the air and catch it again. It's very disappointing. Over in New Zealand at the Pipe Band Championships, they had a drum major competition where the band marched behind the drum major, and it was all about the drum major twirling the mace, throwing the mace, catching the mace, and doing really awesome mace tricks. So I hope that we do get a couple of the brass band drum majors doing some equally awesome mace tricks. But yes, Team Brassbanned will be off to New Zealand to cover the 2016 New Zealand National Championships in Napier. Then, of course, Wellington 2017. Don't miss that one, loyal viewers. As I mentioned, it's happening the week after the Australian Nationals, which will be held in Launceston at Easter next year. Weekend after Easter, be Wellington in New Zealand. Take the week off work, get across to both, be an audience member, bring your band, find a band to play with, a whole lot of fun. Salisbury City Band, Victoria. Apologies to anybody who's trying to chat, and the chat box is full on the live stream. It's just incredibly popular brass bands right around the country, and Brassbanned is thrilled to be part of that by bringing these street marches to the people. I actually believe that Max from Hyde Street did throw his mace, Max Hanlon from the Hyde Street Band, doing a great job. And here we go, Salisbury City Band. Adrian, drum majoring, changing direction. There you go. I think this once again is the famous gate wheel. No, it's the diagonal round the corner, slightly out of line, but then getting back into line maneuver. We've seen it a couple of times. Apologies, I don't know the technical term for that, but another really well executed one. Interesting placement of the bass drum there, quite low set, but probably a whole lot more comfortable and having it higher, probably easier on the back as well. Good thinking by the bass drummer of Salisbury City Band, sounding terrific and looking great as well as they march off into the distance. So ladies and gents, you know what, we might just make it all the way through to the very end. I'm not sure on the battery power here, but so far so good. We're currently listening to and enjoying very much the C-grade brass bands at the Parade of Bands at the 2016 Australian National Championships, live to you from Gawler in South Australia. Once again, we do believe it's being renamed as Ga-WOW-ler due to the wow factor that the brass band competition is bringing. And a big hello to Veronica Rinn, watching the live stream. I think that's Felicity Rinn's sister of the Footscray City Band. Veronica's actually just gone and bought the $5 high definition pass, supporting Brassbanned and getting to watch in superb quality. If you are watching this, you think, the picture's not very good. That's because you're watching standard def. Picture looks pretty good for really low bitrate standard def, and the audio is crystal clear. I'm sure you've noticed. However, if you do pay that $5, you get brilliant high definition viewing of this Parade of Bands, as well as all of the other events here at the 2016 Australian National Band Championships. We're covering Street March and 3 halls, concert bands and brass bands, 3 more days of fun to go. So do consider purchasing the high definition pass. If anything goes wrong, I'll refund you. Don't worry, no one's going to get ripped off here. The Maclean Highland Gathering is happening right now, I'm told. So Maclean up there in Queensland, in New South Wales, they're currently having their pipe band contest. Great to have you watching the brass band contest from the pipe band contest. Hope you're not too dismissive of the music. Colin Young, great to have you with us. I hope you caught some of the coverage of the New Zealand National Pipe Band Championships. But there you go. There's a lot of similarities between brass bands and pipe bands, but it's really dangerous to tell either brass band people or pipe band people that, because they start looking at you with daggers in their eyes. But very similar cultures, community banding at a very high level. And you quite often see both pipe bands and brass bands doing the Anzac Day marches and other community civic services. And it would be great to have a little bit more interaction between the two communities at some point. But it's terrific to have some people watching from the Highland Gathering up there in Maclean. Of course, Team Brassbanned, I believe, will be live streaming the Australian National Pipe Band Championships, coming to you from Knox Grammar School. Of course, that's the school that James Bryce is at, and his band, Knox Grammar School Concert Band, will be competing later on today, maybe even right now if you want to click across to the concert band halls. So I think we'll be live streaming some more pipe band music because it was so much fun and sounded so very, very good. Mitcham City Brass, we eagerly await them coming down, playing Invercargill once again. Hello New Zealand. Great to have you joining us on the live feed. Great to have you joining us in the future. If anyone is watching this from the future on YouTube, thank you for watching. Apologies, we did not yet have the technology to deliver holograms or 3D vision. but we did okay back here in the year 2016. Thank you for being part of history at the Australian National Band Championships. Remember, if you are looking to support Brassbanned, you can purchase some great caps, tote bags, tea towels, t-shirts, polishing cloths and badges. Did we go overboard on the merchandise? Maybe. Did we get really good prices on stuff from China that was really high quality? Maybe. Did we get some locally handmade printed stuff? Definitely we did. We supported some Australian businesses in that. Really good prices, really good products for sale at the Brass Music Specialists trade display here at the Australian National. So if you are watching, you know, someone who's here and you really want something, because let's face it, it's pretty good stuff, hit them up, tell them to go down and visit Greg at the Brass Music Specialists and he will look after you. Otherwise, you can go to brassband.com/shop to purchase and support Brassband. It sounds a lot like Invercargill. As I mentioned, a couple of sousaphones here with Mitcham City Brass. I wasn't sure that was allowed, but apparently it is because they're doing it. And it makes quite a difference, I think, when you have the directional forward-facing bell of the tubas. You can really hear some grunt coming from the lower end. It's not just trombones and cornets from a distance. I think that's Carmen out the front, helping the sign bearer get around the corner. I've just been told that Goldfield's drum major was Kalina Cruikshank. Kalina doing a terrific job. Terrific pace this march, I think. Mitcham City Brass. Good to see a marching Glock here as well. Drum major, change of direction. Mitcham City Brass, what's going to happen? Oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Oh, this looks like a very similar maneuver to what we saw Unley Concert Band do earlier this morning. Sort of two concentric rings around the bass drummer who wasn't trusted to march. He was told to stand there and beat the drum. Looking very good, Mitcham City Brass. Very well choreographed maneuver. Marching block. Looking forward to hearing that very shortly. 2 3s. Back in there, ranks and files. And coming back in, doing a top job there, Mitcham City Brass. Their drum major, Peter McIntyre, doing a terrific job. And I do hope you can hear that glockenspiel there. We're hearing it quite strongly here. It really adds another dimension, some sparkle, another dimension to the colour of the ensemble. Oh, listen to that magical glock as they march away into the distance. Enfield Brass will be the next band up, playing Our Director, their drum major Phil Benga. And we're joined by an anonymous loyal viewer here at the moment. How are you enjoying the morning?
Oh, very good.
Who's been your favourite band so far?
Oh, I'm still waiting for Danny Nong, so
oh,
when the band comes on, then I'll let you know. How are you enjoying the morning?
I think it's going pretty good. Just hoping my batteries last.
Is this your only angle?
This is our only angle, but it's the best angle.
Well, I hope so.
Of course. Any tips for Dandenong when they come out? Anywhere I should be zooming in particular?
Well, I almost think you need that other view, either way, that way. But that's okay because you know what Dandenong's like. It's all fun and games, regardless.
And sounds really good all the time too, don't they?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. Of course they do. So Dandenong coming up later on in B-Grade. They're scheduled to be marching at 10:54 a.m. local time. What's the local time in South Australia? Do you have any idea? There's a clock just beneath the video player that displays local time here in South Australia, Gawler, to help you plan your mornings appropriately. If you are looking for the sit-down on-stage concert bands, you're in the wrong place. You've got to go back and check out Hall 1 or 2. This is the street march coming to you in brilliant high definition. and also really nice standard definition. Thanks very much for everyone who's supporting Brassbanned with your purchases of the high definition vision. As we see Phil and Enfield Brass stepping off with our director. Enfield Brass marching towards us. Hope you're enjoying this at home, whether you're watching in your dressing gown in the UK or you're watching all up and about somewhere in Australia. Great to have you joining us. Please take a stream selfie, if it's decent, your face and the live stream together. Stick it on Twitter, Facebook, #Brassband. Enfield Brass, terrific sound from this band, playing our director, Phil Benger. Drum major coming up to the change of direction. What do they have in store for us, loyal viewer? Let's find out. Mace up, mace twirl. Nice work there. Whoa, I do not even know how to describe this reverse star maneuver. Twirly twirl. I feel like I'm the only person who's not confused by what's going on here. No, I'm the only person who is confused. The band seems to know exactly what's going on. I have no idea how they did that. No idea at all. Amazing work from Enfield Brass. I just cannot not even describe how the band got around that corner and ended up in straight lines marching in the other direction. They were going in circles, they were going in a star-shaped pattern, people were walking backwards, people were walking forwards. I do not know how it happened at all. And the next band has just stepped off. I believe it's the City of Greater Bendigo Brass Band, which is much better than the City of Lesser Bendigo Brass Band, their direct competitors. They're playing for us Sandhurst for their march. And their drum major, I believe, is Janine Craven. Now, it looks like the band's been signalled to come over to the left-hand side, right-hand side of your screen, left-hand side as they're marching down towards us. They're getting out wide. Maybe they're looking for a hook turn here for the change of direction. They're very squashed up on the side, but that was very deliberate by the drum major. They've got a plan, and we look forward to seeing what's about to happen. It's a twirly twirl with the mace. Oh, they've forgotten to change direction. They've forgotten. There's going to be a collision here in a moment, I think. Amazing work from the City of Greater Bendigo Brass Band. Very, very impressive. I hope you enjoyed the tubas on the front row there. We had a sousaphone played next to one of those mighty midget Wessex tubas. I believe Wessex Brass, of course, one of the live streaming sponsors. Quality instruments at very affordable prices. City of Greater Bendigo Brass Band, Janine Craven, their drum major, playing Sandhurst by T.E. Bolch here at Ga-WOW-ler, the 2016 Australian National Band Championships. The crowd here is going absolutely crazy for brass bands. It's getting a bit nuts here. I think next time they'll have to get security in just to make sure the bands aren't mobbed as they finish playing. Right, we have two more bands coming up. We have next up Harndorf Town Band. Of course, Harndorf hosted the South Australian State Championships back in 2014. We had a great time live broadcasting that. Harndorf is a lovely German town just in the Adelaide Hills region. Oh, I think we have got another contender for shortest sign bearer. Harndorf Town Band entrusting the very important duties of sign bearing to a very short young lady there. But we obviously have full faith in her abilities to walk this way, then walk that way. I think they're about to step off. In breaking news, I believe the battery life will make it through the entire parade of bands. There you go, future viewers watching back on YouTube. We weren't so technologically behind back in 2016 now, were we? We're joined now by the president, I believe, of the
That's right, still the president. No one's taken over yet.
We're still waiting. And Chris, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Tim. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Did you enjoy your time on the march this morning?
We loved it. Yeah, we had a bit of fun this year. So, we loved it. We took a bit long.
It looked terrific. We were a little bit sad that you weren't actually drum majoring, because I remember last time we saw you drum majoring, you got some terrific height on the mace throws.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything else. I got docked a lot of points because I didn't know what I was doing, but I threw the mace as high as I could. That's the most important thing to me.
Thanks very much for joining us here on the live stream. And we look forward to hearing Darebin playing again tomorrow in B grade and in A grade.
Correct, yes, we can't wait.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tim.
Enjoy your time. Chris Lees, President of the Darebin Brass Organisation, bands in A and B grade here. As we have Harndorf Town Band. Coming up to the change of direction. Excellent speed for a march, I think. Nice and leisurely. No one wants to be running on a march. Sounding terrific, Harndorf Town Band. And their drum major there, John Davidson. Invercargill. Alex F. Lithgow. I think that's the most played march we've had so far. I reckon we've heard it 4 or 5 times. Now, loyal viewers, interesting point. When you play in a brass band and you do a lot of marches and parades, you often do the Anzac Day type services. And quite often that style of marching requires you to march at a bit of a slower pace because you're part of a bigger parade and you might have some veterans marching behind you. You can't quite go as fast as they used to. So it's a very good skill to have marching at a slightly slower pace, and it's good to see Harndorf Band taking that approach here today. Nice and leisurely. We have one more band here in the C grade section of the open brass here at the 2016 Australian National Band Championships from Ga-WOW-ler. Town of Victoria Park Brass Band, Western Australia. Great to see the Western Australian bands here representing. It's a long way and a big commitment for them to come to any of the East Coast National Championships, but able to make it here to this in-betweener here in Ga-WOW-ler. Town of Victoria Park Brass Band. We're playing Death or Glory by R.B. Hall, and their drum major will be Johan Nair or Johan Nair, depending on your pronunciation abilities. Mine are somewhat limited, which I do apologise for. 2 3s and they're off. Death or Glory, as made famous by the popular 1990s movie Brassed-Off. With that movie, you often have to ask yourself, is that art mirroring life or life mirroring art? Very accurate depiction of brass banding, so I'm led to believe. John Kelly correcting me as per usual, because once again I was wrong. He says that the Anzac Day marches are usually 108 beats per minute. And he would know because he's one of the best drum majors going around. Sally Hansen, Wessex are not represented at the trade stands this time around. However, you can check out their website, wessexbrass.com.au, and they will be attending all of the state band championships this year. Town of Victoria Park Brass from Western Australia. Death or Glory, sounding glorious to me. Johan Nair, the drum major, change of direction time. What do they have in store for us? It's a gate wheel. It's a gate wheel. Terrific work there from the final C-grade band, Tanner Victoria Park Brass Band from Western Australia. Death or Glory. Of course, marching in a brass band is one of the best ways to interact with the public if you do play in a band. So it's so important that these bands keep up their marching skills. It's all well and good to play well on the concert or competition stage, but getting out in front of the public, I'd say most bands are seen when they're at sort of a civic function, like the Anzac Days, like the Remembrance Days, like the other things that all of these bands will be doing for their local councils all over the place. If you are watching this and thinking to yourself, hey, I really wish I played an instrument, a brass or a wind instrument, well, it's never too late to pick something up. And there are brass and concert bands scattered all across the country. Brass bands in particular are famous for training brand new players and often providing instruments. So if you're keen but have no ability that you know about yet, why don't you head along to your local brass band? Just do a couple of Google searches, I'm sure you'll find one somewhere near your vicinity. Head along and say, hey, you really like the sounds of brass bands and you'd like to be involved. I'm sure that almost everywhere you go, throughout the world, I guess, there'll be bands who are willing to assist with tutoring. Often free instrumental lessons if you get the right kind of training bands. Often there'll be instruments provided very cheaply and sometimes even for free as long as you play with the band. But playing in a brass band is great fun, great for your health, great for your fitness, great for your mental well-being as well. Brass bands and concert bands are terrific. You get people from all walks of life sitting next to each other playing music, young and old. All sorts of people play in bands and do a terrific job. Strongly recommend it to you if you're sitting at home thinking, I wish I played in a brass band. Mum, that's you. Never too late. You do really well on bass drum, as we have discovered in the past. So, B grade about to start, right on time. Starting off with Surfers Paradise Brass, one of the newer bands going on, very young band, Surfers Paradise Brass from Queensland. They had a terrific performance last year at the 2015 Australian National Band Championships in Sydney, and it's great to see them backing that up again in Ga-WOW-ler this year. Their drum major, Andre Melville. Andre's always got something exciting planned as he drum majors around. Hopefully we'll be seeing a bit of a mace throw, a bit of an up and downy there, technical term for it. Once again, thank you very much for tuning in. If you have purchased access to the high definition, it's only $5. What a bargain. Thank you very much for your support. If you are watching in standard def, good on you. Great to have you here watching. If you are looking for the on-stage concert bands, we have the open C-grade and junior concert band sections running right now. Click across to the other halls. You'll see our terrific single camera setups there, also going out in high definition. After the street march finishes, we'll be rushing back to Trinity College, one of the big supporters of the Australian National Band Championships 2016, to give you increased quality coverage of the onstage events there. We'll be broadcasting through tonight till around about 6 or 7 p.m, then back first thing tomorrow morning with the brass bands playing their own choice and stage march pieces. Should also mention 5Stream, live streaming sponsor, has just started broadcasting the Sheffield Shield final. It's South Australia versus Victoria. If you go to cricket.com.au, you'll be able to see that there. Thank you very much to 5Stream, the best live streaming company in Australia, for their support of Brass Band. But don't click away just now. Jack-O-Lantern, Surfers Paradise Brass. Here in the B grade section. Jenny B, off to bed in the UK. Nice to have you tuning in and watching. as we see Surfers Paradise. Surfers Paradise Band. Fantastic change of direction and some terrific mace twirling out the front with their drum major, Andre Melville. Next up, we're going to have Maroon de Brass. Maroon de Brass hasn't contested for a couple of years, so great to see them here at the National Championships. As we watch Surfers Paradise Brass march off victoriously into the distance. That is Jack-O-Lantern by William Rimmer they're playing. Maroon de Brass from the eastern suburbs of Melbourne will be led by drum major Keith Callanan and will play for us the Washington Greys. Washington Greys, Maroon de Brass, coming towards us. Maroon de Brass are a terrific band, very fine quality B-grade band. We most recently saw them at the Mount Gambier contest, and if you notice the tuba there, right at the front there, that's a Hirschbrunner B-flat tuba. Yes, I am very jealous once again. Tuba nerding all out about that terrific tuba, which makes such a lovely sound. Probably more to do with the player than the instrument at the end of the day, though. Again, some very short sign bearers here doing a terrific job, hop, skipping and jumping out the front of the mighty Maroon de Brass. Oh, they're coming very wide here, taking up the full width of the street. And change of direction time. What does Keith Callanan have in store for us? Neat and tidy round the corner there, Maroon de Brass from the eastern suburbs of Melbourne in Victoria. And their conductor there marching along, even without an instrument. Great to see him still participating here today. Next band up, we will be streaming to you live. Unfortunately, we dropped out last night when we were trying to stream Cairns Brass, but we did get to rebroadcast their terrific B-grade performance. Cairns Brass, next band up, will be playing The Bombardier by TJ Powell, and will be led by drum major Dean Blakely. Of course, we're coming to you live from the 2016 Australian National Band Championships here in Ga-WOW-ler, and having a really fun time of it. Big shout out to our live stream sponsors: 5 Stream, Australian Youth Orchestras, Wessex Brass, the 2017 New Zealand National Band Championships, and the Brass Music Specialists. If you're looking for any instruments for an orchestra to play in, for streaming services, for a contest to go to, check out those guys first and foremost. They've been of huge help in helping us get here without losing a whole lot of money and broadcasting to you. So I think they deserve your loyalty and support moving forward. If you are in the market for anything, check them out. Thanks once again for everyone who has purchased $5 high definition viewing. We really appreciate your support as well. Of course, if you have any problems at all with the high definition stream, just send me an email, awesome@brassbanned.com, and we'll arrange a refund for you. And yes, this is all being recorded and will be put up onto YouTube probably sometime tomorrow. Depends how busy we are later on. but you will be able to relive this in brilliant high definition. As we wait anxiously for Cairns Brass, come a long way. Cairns to Gawler. I think that's probably the longest trip of any band, although I'm not sure how far away the Western Australian bands are. Someone with a map, check that out for me, will you? Let me know who has travelled the furthest. Cairns Brass, terrific dynamic contrast there, and some tidy mace work as well. That was behind the back, out in front. Of course, Cairns Brass, I believe, is Jeff Fry's old band. Jeff Fry, one of the stalwarts of the Queensland Band Association, retiring last year. Some great mace work there. The drum major of Cairns Brass, Dean Blakely. Very straight lines, stripy trousers once again. Very impressive stuff. Change of direction. What do we have here? Looks like the drum major signalling a right wheel. Very tidy stuff from Cairns Brass, and terrific playing as well. Got a feeling they are going to be very hard to beat. Fabulous work from that B-grade band. Cairns Brass, one of my favourite B-grade bands going around, although I have to mention I've got a lot of favourites in B-grade. I think all of B-grade is my favourite. Cairns Brass doing an absolutely super job. Very, very tidy, very straight lines. Excellent mace work there. Terrific change of directions, very technically well executed, and terrific detail in the playing. You'll hear a lot of bands, or you will have heard a lot of bands, kind of taking the easy option, where the cornets aren't maybe doing too much work on the march. They're trying to save their chops. Not so Cairns Brass. They make them tough up there. Go Cowboys. Let's not talk about last night. Let's talk about the premiers last year. Go Cowboys. So great to hear a band playing with dynamics, technical detail, accuracy, looking straight on the march with tidy mace work. Top job, Cairns Brass. Mighty Geelong West Brass Band with Deb Stallard out the front drum majoring. It's the Cossack by William Wimmer. Geelong West Brass Band. Cairns' drum major, only 16, and he has outdone almost everyone else we've seen so far today. Terrific work. But now let's talk about the Geelong West Brass Band. One of Australia's very, very best community bands. Down in the regional satellite city of Geelong. Regional to Melbourne, let's call it that. Let's go with that. Led by their drum major, Deborah Stallard. Deb doing a terrific job, as she always does. Excellent posture from all here. Signbearer's doing a great job. Great to see the tubers out the front there. Change of direction time from Geelong West. What's going to happen here? We're all very excited to see this terrific band coming around, sounding magnificent. And Deb doing a fabulous job drum majoring out the front. I do hope they remember to change direction though. Once again, concentric circles. Gemma coming past. It's Professor John Sader as well. Magnificent soprano line from Dale there. And Jeff Still, their conductor. Fabulous change of direction. Not sure how they did that. A variation on the other ones we've seen. We've had concentric circles in opposite directions. Concentric circles marching in the same direction this time. Fabulous work from the Geelong West Brass Band. I reckon most of these B-grade bands are marching better than the A-grade band so far, taking it maybe a little bit more seriously and going for it a bit more. That's some sizzling cornet playing there. I do believe I hear the sweet and succulent tones of Jeff Steele on the march. Now, backup battery power has just gone down, so hopefully we've got enough left to get you through the remaining handful of bands. 10 bands to go, 50% battery power. I think we can do it for you, loyal viewers. I think we can. If anything drops out, of course, it will be going up live onto YouTube tomorrow, so don't be too sad if that happens. That is some powerful cornet playing from Geelong West Brass Band. They are a long way away, and we're hearing soprano and solo cornet lines singing out. Great to see bands going for it on the parade of bands. As we see Darebin City Brass, Northern Brass, we had a chat with their president, Chris Lees, mere moments ago, discussing how good he is at throwing the mace and how bad he is at everything else to do with drum majoring. Of course, the drum major for the Northern Brass will be Nathan Gallagher. And we're told that we're playing another arrangement of Michael Jackson's Thriller. Darebin City Brass, Northern Brass, of course, recently promoted from C grade to B grade. A lot of action in the B grade section, as I've mentioned a few times. It's where all the action is happening at this National Championships, that's for sure. Darebin City Brass with some terrific mace twirling. I'm counting 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I can't even count this high. Look at the revolutions on that mace. Fabulous work. Fabulous sound from the band as well. Great to see the drum major wearing a hat. Stealing the show a little bit out the front, the sign bearer. Here we go, change of direction time. Oh, and we have the cornet section walking as per normal. Great work there, Lydia. Great work for this very young band here in the open B grade section. Terrific work from Darebin City Brass, Northern Brass. Playing Thriller for us, so well led by their drum major, Nathan Gallagher. Now I think we're joined now by the drum major of the City of Enfield band. How you going?
Snuck up on me, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well.
You having a good day?
Yeah, great day. See some good bands.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Did you go okay on stage yesterday as well?
I think we were slightly above adequate. So
yeah, above adequate. What more could you want in a brass band competition?
That's it. Hang on, the conductor's seeing me now, so I better.
In that case, it sounded terrific. The conductor did a very good job.
It's one of the best. My favourite conductor at the moment.
Best conductor we've ever had, probably.
For a long time, yeah.
And we're looking forward to tomorrow, back on stage again?
Yep. What have we got? Hollywood and whatever the march is.
Whatever the march is, but it'll be a bit of fun.
We'll pump it out.
Thanks very much for having a chat. Hearing there from Phil, the drum major of Enfield Brass. And we just saw Darebin City Brass, Northern Brass go past. Next up we will have Marion City Band from South Australia playing Victoria once again. Another Alex Lithgow piece. And here we go, we are off and running with Marion City Band. A very strong start there. Terrific work from the bass section, the cornets, and the percussion section, keeping it very tidy. Marion City with their drum major, I believe, Alexandra Bowman. Marion City on the march, making the magic happen here for us today. Looking very straight in both their ranks and their files, well spaced, well paced, and nicely in tune. And the crowd is going wild. I'm not sure if our microphones are picking up the rapturous applause which is happening all around us as they're coming along. Joined now by Rachel from the Footscray Band. How are you going, Rachel?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Very well. Now tell me a little bit, who was carrying the sign out the front of the Footscray Band?
Oh, my lovely daughter Maeve and my husband Neil. Can you say hi, Maeve? Hi, Maeve.
That's Maeve saying hello as we see Marion City Band going around. Maeve did an amazing job. Hi, Maeve. Nice to meet you. It's great to have Maeve joining us. Maeve was probably the shortest sign bearer we've had so far as we see Marion City changing direction. Oh, very, very fancy there. A bit diagonal, a bit straight lining. Oh, and that bass drum played by BJ, very well directed. Terrific job. Thank you very much for joining us. Thanks, Rachel. Thanks, Maeve. Bye.
Bye.
Great to have people joining us on the live stream as we say goodbye to Maeve, Neil and Rachel. Marion City Band doing a terrific job there. Even if we were distracted talking to the very cute Maeve, sign bearer for the Footscray Aerial City Band who went past a little bit earlier. Next up, the band many of you I know have been waiting for. It will be the City of Greater Dandenong Band, led by their conductor and drum major. This man can do it all, Michael Mathers. They're playing for us the Magnificent Seven, Elmer Bernstein's composition there. Hold on, we're getting some breaking news here from a loyal viewer on the ground. How are you going?
Hello, I just want to say hi to my in-laws, Margaret and Joe Gentile in Doncaster, who are loving this performance.
Hi to Doncaster. And you're enjoying it here yourself?
Yeah, my daughter's in the High Street Band. It's fantastic.
Oh, they do a great job, don't they?
Yep, the turn is quite spectacular.
They've done it once and they're doing the same thing again a bit later on.
They're doing it soon.
Lucky us to get to see it twice. Thanks for saying g'day. This is the City of Greater Dandenong Band. It's the Magnificent Seven. It's Michael Mathers, conductor, drum major, brass player. The man has no boundaries. Look at that mace work. Look at the arms. Look at the gloves. There's a lot to admire about the City of Greater Dandenong Band. Previously just the City of Dandenong Band. Then they got really, really good. Changed their name to the City of Greater Dandenong Band. Rumour is they're changing the name once again to City of Best Dandenong Band in the years to come. The Magnificent Seven, City of Greater Dandenong Band from Victoria. These guys had one of the most fantastic changes of direction at the 2014 National Band Championships, and I just can't wait to see what they've got in store for us this time around. Something special here. Oh no, that's the wrong way. That's not right. We have cowboys. We have some Indians. Very politically correct here from the City of Greater Dandenong Band. We have kazoos. We have Nerf darts. And the crowd is going wild. Outstanding work. City of Greater Dandenong Brass Band. That is my favourite one I've seen so far. And they're off. They haven't finished their change of direction yet. That was pretty sensational. As the helpers get down on their knees to get rid of those Nerf darts. Terrific work. the Magnificent Seven, and the magnificent City of Greater Dandenong Band, so fantastically led by their conductor, drum major, choreographer, percussion player, brass playing, Mr. Michael Mathers. He does everything. Just one moment. Do you want to just step back or you'll get your face on the close-up? Your face. We're joined now. What's your name, sir?
Tony Blake.
Tony Blake from Ga-WOW-ler Shire Band, yeah?
Ga-WOW-ler Shire Band, definitely, yes.
And you're having a good time?
Having a wonderful time.
How did the band go yesterday in B grade?
The hymn was magnificent. They were a little bit about their test piece.
Not quite happy enough?
Not quite happy with that, but anyway.
And Ga-WOW-ler's on again today in the junior section, yeah?
They are, yes.
And then back again tomorrow for the open sections with your own choice?
And it's predominantly a junior band playing in Open B.
I heard them play at the New South Wales States last year. What a terrific band you've got there.
Great little band. But this band is very young. It'll be the first time some of them have marched.
Yeah, no, terrific.
Probably 80% of the band would be juniors, with a few olders. And amongst them on cornets is Laurie Rowe, who teaches most of the kids.
Yep, absolutely.
And that's why Ga-WOW-ler, I think, has this unique sound.
Yeah, Ga-WOW-ler, one of Australia's very best bands. Thanks very much for having a chat with us.
Nice to chat to you.
Looking forward to seeing Ga-WOW-ler shortly. This, of course, is Burundara Brass, the C-grade version. Once again, we have Robin Lowenstein War. Congratulations on your recent marriage, marching out the front. I'm told this is Martini by Jakob de Haan once again. And we'll see if they're going to do another twirly-twirly version, the brass band marching version of the Snake game you used to play on your mobile phone. Don't crash into your tail is the key. Or maybe they'll have something different in store for us. Burundara Brass representing here the Open C grade at the Australian National Band Championships from Ga-WOW-ler here in 2016. And they're changing it up. It's the straight around. That's the box wheel right there, ladies and gentlemen. Not the gate wheel, the left box wheel by Burundara Brass. Terrific work there. Check out that bass drumming. Great work by Shane there on the bass drum. Congratulations, Burundara Brass. I think they were Harmony Brass? I'm not sure, but... Oh no, apologies. That is the B-grade version. I'm getting so confused with the number of bands here today. Great to have Burundara here with us. Sounding terrific too. Of course, we've already heard Burundara march once this morning in the C-grade version, and then coming back to march in the B-grade. Please excuse me for getting a little bit confused as to which version of which we were seeing and hearing, but terrific job by Burundara. Next up, Toronto Brass from New South Wales, playing the MIDI. First time we've heard the MIDI today. The mace is up. And they're off on the 2-3s. Toronto Brass from New South Wales. Just actually checked my phone and it has exploded with text messages from my recent reference to the Cowboys-Broncos games. Great to have passionate supporters of the football codes and passionate supporters of brass bands joining us on the live stream, and future viewers joining us on the recorded version on YouTube. Hello, future viewer. It's our pleasure to have recorded this and be presenting it for you here today. We're here live at the 2016 Australian National Band Championships from Ga-WOW-ler. Great mace work here, Toronto Brass. Who is their drum major? It's Rebecca Allen. Coming up to the change of direction. Looking terrific, and really fat bass sounds as well. Waiting for the change of direction. Exciting times, Toronto Brass. It's the double pump up in the air, and they're off and around. What's going to happen next? Snaking their way around. How are they going to ever get back into line? This would be too much for me to handle. Luckily, Toronto Brass are filled with people much more skilled than I at marching and playing, and are snaking their way around in their ranks and or files to be repositioned very successfully. Top job, Rebecca Allen, the drum major here, as they play the MIDI for us on the change of direction. Often a scary thing playing a straight line on a march. Usually you're part of a big group, but suddenly if you're all in single file, it can sound a bit sparse around you, and you've got to really pump out your own part and feel confident with what's going on. Toronto Brass, absolutely terrific job around the corner there. Amazing work there. Mick Mathers from City of Greater Dandenong, just walking past. We might have time for a quick chat with him now. We've wrecked the traffic behind. What's quick chat? City of Greater Dandenong Band. I suggest changing your name to City of Best Dandenong Band. How good was that change of direction? Whose idea was it?
Well, it was drunken people as usual. No, it was an idea that was formulated on the flight on the way back from the Brisbane Nationals 2 years ago, actually. And it looked great from where I was.
It looked great on camera as well. Absolutely terrific.
I can't see a thing. The drum major's always got the best roundies. They don't see anything going on.
Drum major, conductor, he plays Man Knows No Bounds. Mick Mathers, Dandenong.
Thanks,
what a job.
Viewers. Thanks, Tim.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us.
Enjoy the rest of the parade.
We will. And hi, I'm Tim from Brassbanned. Thanks for tuning in. As we carefully pan the camera around this way, we'll see the next band coming down. Brisbane Brass number 2, BB2. I believe Noel Kingston will be drum majoring. I think Noel joined us for a really quick chat yesterday on the live stream. They're playing Sladeburn, William Rimmer. And would you believe it's exactly 11:03 local time, exactly when they're scheduled to step off. What a sensationally well-run competition we have on our hands today, ladies and gentlemen, loyal viewers, live viewers, and future viewers. Oh, can you hear the trombones? I can. Can never have enough bass trombone on a march, in my uneducated opinion. Terrific work from the sign bearer once again. Not too far ahead. Amazing dynamic contrasts here from BB2. And the mighty percussion section of BB2 round the corner. Sensational work. Very young B-grade band we have there. Brisbane Brass number 2. Oh, they're not done yet. They nearly got Mr. David Peters. Change of direction was not finished. Very, very impressive. Oh, sensational. Got to be careful with those trombone slides going through. But amazing work there in the change of direction by Noel Kingston. Brisbane Brass number 2. Noel Kingston, of course, drum majoring, the brains behind this operation, we think. And the crowd goes off. Well done, BB2, here in the B-grade section of the street march. Terrific job. As we see Burundara coming back past behind us. That was some amazing bass drumming, Shane.
Thank you very much, Tim. I appreciate it. Just in honour of brass banding, I thought I'd add in extra notes.
They really help. What's your favourite note to play in the bass drum?
Probably the low one that sounds a bit like boom. That's my favourite one.
You do it. You do it so well. Beautiful tone. Thanks for joining us. And we're joined as Burundara go past behind us. And I think we have the next band up, which I believe is Gunnedah Shire Band, a band not to be missed by anyone. One of my favourite bands in the entire world, Gunnedah Shire Band. This is the B-grade version. Very young band. They're also competing in the junior section, Junior A, Open B. Fair chance of winning both sections, I reckon. Not that I know anything. I'm only a tuba player. You can't trust a single thing that I say, loyal viewers. But this is Gunnedah Shire Band, also playing Sladeburn, Willie Rimmer, their drum major, Adam King. And we're told this is the first time that many of them have marched. Doesn't look like it to me. And we do hope those tubas move in a little bit on the side so that they're not knocking anyone over. Gunnedah Shire Band, all the way from northern New South Wales, doing a great job. Bass trombone represents sounding amazing. Walking across in front of that, dangerous, dangerous stuff. Adam King, drum majoring out the front here. Gunnedah Shire Band, I have to admit, I'm almost speechless from the power of that bass tromboning out the front. That was magnificent. Highlight of my day so far, bass trombone, Gunnedah Shire Band. That was absolutely outstanding, very tidy in the change of direction as well. Well done to everyone there. We have 3 bands remaining, and I reckon the battery is going to last us all the way through, you lucky loyal viewers. As we see Gunnedah marching off into the distance, saying terrific on Sladeburn. Of course, Gunnedah Shire Band are, I think, the busiest band. Gunnedah and Hyde Street, the busiest bands at this competition, performing in the Open B grade, Gunnedah Open B grade and Junior A grade, and Hyde Street in the Open D grade and also in the junior section. So Hyde Street marching twice, Gunnedah just marching once, but both those bands are played yesterday, they'll be playing today and playing on Sunday as well. They know no limits. Terrific work by the young musicians of the Gunnedah Shire Band and their drum major, Adam King. And we've just got a special guest with us just as we wait for the Ararat City Band. We'll get back to them in just a moment, but the camera's going to pan around shortly. And we've got a special guest here. Can we introduce our special guest?
Our special guest is Lonnie, and he is the mascot bear for next year's Nationals, which is in the fantastic state of Tasmania, as you can see here by his beautiful little emblem on his shirt. So please come to Launceston to the Nationals, and you can say hi to Lonnie, and he's going to get up to all kinds of very well-behaved kind of stuff in the next couple of days over the Nationals, as you can imagine.
We look forward to seeing Lonnie in all sorts of unexpected places for the duration of this competition. And of course, next year, 2017 Australian National Band Championships down in Launceston should be a really good time.
Yes, my word. We cannot wait to welcome as many bands as possible down to Tasmania. Come on down, eat our fantastic food, breathe our fresh air, and have a wonderful time in
So how many bands are going to be too many? Because I imagine every band in Australia is going to want to attend. Do you have an upper limit?
No!
Oh!
Absolutely not. Come on!
Let's bring it on down to Launceston 2017 Australian Nationals. Thanks very much for joining us, Lonnie. Thank you very much.
Bye!
There you go. Of course, following the 2017 Australian National Band Championships, just 3 days later we have the New Zealand National Band Championships in Wellington. So feel free to hit both competitions up. Think of that. You can play one test and one own choice, and just make sure you're playing the 2 tests of the 2 competitions, switch them around as own choices for the other competition. Take your band on a tour, get them out there, get them around. If you just love listening to brass bands, then why don't you take a week off work and head along to the New Zealand Nationals 2017, as well as the Australian Nationals down in Launceston. Great job. On the bass drum, we're joined by the bass drummer of BB2. How'd you go with that?
Hello, that was awesome. That was so fun.
So what happened with that change of direction? Because we saw you nearly ran over the adjudicator at the back when you turned around unexpectedly.
Yes, we did. It was very fun, very interesting. I like being at the front.
Yeah, that was very exciting for all of us. Thanks very much for saying good day.
Thank you. See ya.
Everyone's saying hello on the live stream here today. And we have 3 bands to go. Ararat City Band, their drum major Keith Moore. Then Warraparinga Brass. Imogen Bihan will be their drum major. Then finally, Hyde Street Youth Band coming up for round 2 since they're participating in 2 grades, Open D grade, as well as the junior grades. They're entitled to march twice, and they love marching so much they decided to take up that opportunity. So we have some cyclists just crossing the road at the moment. They've chosen a very good time, and there are no bands imminently coming up just behind them. If you ever get your way down to Melbourne, you'll often see a lot of signs saying how trams are deadly and they weigh as much as 30 rhinoceroses and they're really hard to stop, so just be careful. Brass bands, I think, even more deadly. Brass bands even harder to stop than a tram sometimes, and I wouldn't want to say they weigh more than 30 rhinoceroses because there's probably only 30 people marching in your standard brass band, so significantly lighter. I think we have another sousaphone coming up here. No, this is Ararat City Band, who sounded amazing yesterday in the Open D grade section. Waltzing Matilda, arranged by Howard Akers. Keith Moore, drum major. Here we go, Ararat City Band. More contenders for the shortest sign bearers. Can you believe, ladies and gentlemen, this is a D grade band? There's some pretty nice sounds they are making. From what I've heard so far, they would not sound out of place marching in C or even B grade. And Keith Moore, our longtime friend of Brassbanned, out the front drum majoring for Ararat. Ararat City Band marching off into the distance. Waltzing Matilda, I find it unbelievable to think that is a D-grade band making noises that good. How lucky are we in Australia, in the Southern Hemisphere, to have such outstanding brass bands at all levels. Good to hear the cornets really going for it on the march as well. Now, next band up, Warraparinga Brass, playing Victoria, which we've heard several times already. Imogen will be their drum major, and Warraparinga have a golden sousaphone shining like a sun up behind the bands. Do hope you're enjoying the live broadcast. If you have purchased access for high definition, thank you very much. If you are watching in high def, get it up on your big screen or TV. It'll look so much better than watching on a small screen. This is real high definition we're sending here, 1280 by 720, 25 glorious frames per second. Although no matter what quality vision you're watching, you're hearing the same audio feed, we haven't made the audio worse for standard def. So if you don't want to pay, that's absolutely fine. Watch the free version, enjoy the terrific audio, and enjoy the very, very good standard definition live stream. Ruth wants to know if I'm going to make DVDs. Ruth, I don't think I'll be making DVDs, but I will be putting a recording of this entire parade of bands up onto the YouTube. So if you know how to get to the YouTube, you'll be able to see this probably tomorrow afternoon. We're not permitted by law to make or distribute recordings of any of the onstage events due to all sorts of publisher, copyright, composer stuff. We're dealing with APRA, the Australian Performing Arts Association, to try and sort that out, but it is a slow and long process that we don't really have enough time in our lives to commit to at the moment. So every $5 payment frees us up to do a little bit more work on trying to get that to happen. Of course, you can also support Brassband by buying terrific merchandise, brassband.com/shop. Warraparinga Brass. Victoria. Drum Major, Imogen Behan. What is this? It's a recurring theme. This is my favourite one I've seen so far. They're really getting into it. Check out the facial expressions on some of these zombies. And they're back up, they're back to life, and they've thrilled us on that change of direction. Well done to Warraparinga Brass. Warraparinga Brass, of course, are the penultimate band in today's live stream. The 2016 Australian Nationals Street March here from Ga-WOW-ler. Ladies and gentlemen, and of course, if Warraparinga were the penultimate band, I can tell you without a shadow of any doubt that High Street Youth Band from Victoria will be the ultimate band marching here in the Parade of Bands at the 2016 Australian National Band Championships. We heard them, one of the first bands this morning, I think actually the very first band this morning, exactly the same band, has come out again to give marching another go, and why not when you've got such a terrific, young, enthusiastic band? They want all the experience and practice they can get and all of the performance opportunities as well. Great to see such an enthusiastic brass band. High Street Youth Band sounding great since 1928. Led once again by Max Hanlon, their drum major, playing the Liberty Bell by JP Souza. And yes, they are the last band, loyal viewers. We made it with the batteries. I believe Max Hanlon, drum major, is one of the very few drum majors brave enough to throw the mace. So we'll have to see if he's up for that this time around. We're looking forward to it. High Street Youth Band, always a joy to hear them perform. Australia's longest running youth band. Now you'll notice this band isn't exactly the same as the first one that went through. The version of the band playing in the open D grade has a few slightly older members than that playing in the junior section, but basically the same band. And loyal viewers, give it up for High Street Youth Band, sounding great since 28. Change of direction, yes. I haven't seen many bands have more fun than this one. As Max throws the mace in the air, terrific to see it. And they're off. Amazing work from the High Street Youth Band. And ladies and gentlemen, that's it from us here this morning at the Parade of Bands at the 2016 Australian, where are we even? This is the Australian National Band Championships. We've had a great time streaming this to you. Loyal viewers, thanks for watching live. Future viewers, thanks very much for watching the recording, which is going up onto YouTube. We're going to be heading back to Trinity College Gawler now to live stream the concert band sections, and the junior brass section is happening later on today. They're actually streaming right now. If you want to click across to Hall 1 or Hall 2, you'll see some fantastic, and hear some fantastic concert bands. We'll be back there shortly to do some multi-camera switching, make things look even better. Thank you very much for buying your $5 high-definition pass. It is much appreciated. Tomorrow we're back with all of the brass bands playing their own choice and stage marches, and on Monday we have the solo competition, so a lot more fun to come. Thanks once again for tuning in. Hope you have enjoyed the live stream. Don't forget to take some selfies of yourself watching the stream and hashtag Brassband, your face and the live stream bonus points. Thanks very much, loyal viewers. I'm Tim from Brassband. It's been a pleasure.